Hello all. How you doing? Welcome to week 2 of CIT 225. Sorry, I'm trying to do 6 things at once here. I wanted to get a quick video out to you guys about today's lesson that's more directly from what we've talked about in your class, because the video I give you is a really general overview. So I'm going to be more specific here, go through a couple of queries and kind of wind this down for you. So this week is learning about the mechanics of transact SQL and SQL queries. And there's 5 major parts to that. There's the select, from, where, group by, and order by clauses. So we're going to go over those. But again, the mechanics of SQL, so SQL is T-SQL, transactional SQL, is used by every database system that there is out there. So that they're all using it. It's all various dialects, a couple things different here and there, but for the most part, it's the same: select, from, where, order by, group by. Okay, so in my video from a couple years ago, I told you that the way a SQL query is parsed by the engine, it does not do the select part first. It does the from part first. So again, I don't have a lot of visual aids. The video before, in case you didn't watch it, will have this, like I drew pictures on a board. So just imagine, remember with databases that nothing in data can be changed as long as it lives on the disk. The disk is a static place. Nothing can change there. In order for the data to be changed, modified, massaged, whatever, it has to be moved into the active memory or the RAM or whatever you want to call it, okay? So that information has to be brought from the disk into the active memory to have anything done to it. When you put in a SQL query, the first thing it does, it looks at the from clause and says, I need the information from all these tables. So if you have 1 table or 10 tables in that from clause, you're going to get everything, every row, piece of information from those tables in active memory, so you can do it. The next thing that happens is the where clause, because they've got all this information there, and then it says, okay, I don't need this stuff. And it gets rid of anything that it doesn't need, okay? And then it does the group by clause. Okay. Then it does where then it grabs just the columns that we needed, and then it does the order by. The order by is the last thing it does. It's the only thing in the right position in the thing. So the order gets parsed by the engine: from, where, group by, select, order by. Okay. So these, again, like I said, T-SQL is English. It's very simple to understand. Select tells you what columns it wants. That's simple. It also tells you if you want to rename a column to something else. I will show you that. So you get, here's the columns that I want, and also at this point in time, I want to rename that column to something else. The from clause: what tables is this information coming from? Okay. The where clause: how do you want me to qualify this information that's being pulled out? The group by clause. The group by clause is very important. You need to remember this, and I'll show you an example of this. The group by clause is when you use an aggregate function like sum, count, average, there's several others, in the select clause. If you're using an aggregate function, sum, average, mean, count, whatever, you need to have a group by in there, and I will show you what that is in just a few minutes. We'll get to it. Okay. Order by is just what it does. It tells you what order to put the stuff in. You can put 1 column there. You can put 14 columns there. You can tell it to do ascending. You can tell it to do descending. So again, select what columns you want, from, what tables you come from, where, what criteria do you want me to include in the data by, group by for aggregate functions only, and order by how do you want the data presented. Okay, so let's look at some queries here. I got some simple ones. I got some complicated ones. First one: select star from actor. Boom, and there's my results. I got a table actor. I said star means select everything. It's not a best practice to do star, but for the purpose of this class, let's do star so we can see some stuff, right? So select star from actor, brings back everything. It brings back, so actor ID is the primary key, and this is the default column that we ordered by. Okay, we're gonna show about order in a second here. I can change that, I can go here, I can copy this order by first name and add it there instead. Okay, and then do that, and now it's ordered by first name and not by actor ID. Okay, so simple query, select star from actor, order by first name, boom, done. Tons of data back. Next one, select star from actor where last name equals Chase. Boom, there's two of them. Order by last name for fun. And there you go. I'm telling you, same thing, select the star, select everything from actor, and show me where the last name equals the word Chase. Now, these next two here look the same, but they're really not. Okay. And okay, so they look the same, okay? They bring back the same results, okay? So this brings back one more. This brings back 18. This brings up 19. Okay. And this brings back 18. And I'm going to tell you why. At this point now. Okay, so they don't bring the same amount of stuff. Okay, here's why. When you use this symbol here, okay, that is an aggregate function. That is greater than less than the alligators kissing, like I learned in elementary school. Okay. That is an aggregate function. That is for math. It will, however, translate to text. Okay, it will translate to text. It is not the optimal way to do it. The optimal way to do it is this. Exclamation point equals. That stands for not equals, not in. I'm not, that it is not equals. Okay. This is, you don't have to do it this way. This is a gospel according to Brother Stevick, because I prefer doing it this way, because I like using aggregate functions for aggregates and text functions for text. Okay. So you'll see two different ways to do it. You have the greater than less than, both where it doesn't equal Chase. And this is also another way to do doesn't equal Chase. You see that the results, this had 20 results, this had 19 results. Okay, wait, that's, oh, never mind, that's something else. Here we are. That's another time the query's been run. Ignore me, I'm not thinking straight. Here's the results, 198, 198. It's returning the same amount of rows, okay? But again, my preference is to use the appropriate modifier with the appropriate data type, but that's just me. Okay, next. Select first name from actor where last name is like C. Okay. Let me put last name here too so we can see what's going on, because that's kind of funny. We don't know that I'm doing a select by, I'm not showing where we're looking at here. So do this here, guys. Last name. Oh, oops. Okay. All right. So Johnny Cage. So here we are. Okay. So just show me where the last name is like C. I use the letter C and the parentheses. That's parentheses, the percent sign. I'm sorry. C percent sign. That tells me what it is. Okay, so C percent sign. Now let's say I know that it starts with a C and I think the third letter is an A. I can do C underscore A percent sign. And what that's going to say is, give me all answers where the first letter is a C, the third letter is an A, and I don't care about anything else. If I run that, I get that. Okay. Here we go. Select first name and add last name down here too. Okay. Select first name and last name from actor where last name is not like C. And that gets me everything but. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do order by last name. Put my semicolon into that one. Get rid of the semicolon here. Get rid of that. Wait a minute. Why am I just hang on a second. There it is. Okay. Order by last name. Okay. Order by last name. I run this. And boom. I got this. Okay. Trying to see. Okay. Then if I do this, last name, comma. Now notice here we got Jessica Bailey, Audrey Bailey. Okay, if I do last name, comma, last name, comma, first name. All right. And run that. Now I've got Audrey Bailey and Jessica Bailey. Okay. So I can have any number of order bys, and that's it. I'm going to order them by first, last name first, and then first name last, and then blah, blah, blah from there. Okay. So again, a couple changes here. I got not like as opposed to like. Same thing here with the C. I can do the same C underscore blah, blah, do the whole thing. And it'll be very specific. Okay. And then here I can do order by multiple columns. Okay. I can even order by a column that's not there. If I wanted to, for some weird reason, I could do order by a column that's not there. Let's see, columns. There's on lots of that, but you don't have, whatever's in the select query does not have to be in the order by query. Okay. I don't know why you would do it, but it works. Okay. We're going to change tables here. Do select star from inventory. Just take a quick look at the table. Inventory ID, film ID, store ID, last update. Select film ID, select the inventory where film ID equals 18, as you would expect. Brings me everything that says 18. Okay. Get rid of this one because that's okay. I can do my greater than less than sign. I can do show me where film ID is greater than 18. Show me film ID where it's less than 18. And I can go through the standard less than or equal to. I can do the not equal to here. I do this one. Oops, I did that one. Yeah, nope, that's what we do right there. Where it doesn't equal 18, it gives them everything but. Okay. To there, 18's missing. Okay. I can even do this. I have a between clause. Show me where it's between 18 and 25. And boom, it gives me what's between 18 and 25. Okay. Here, give me 43 rows. Okay. So again, we can do the where clause and do between. It could be, we have in, not in, between, like, and not like. Oh, I didn't do in. Oh, I should do we're in. I'm gonna do that one. Hang on. Right. Let's see. Where film ID in, and we do some parentheses here. That's you 18, 3, and 22. All right. I do that. And it just gives me those three. I can add not in, and you can guess what happens. Not in, Bob's your uncle. Gives me everything that's not in. Oops, I hit everything once. That's what happened wrong. Okay, let's do this here. Not in, run that. Okay, give me everything that's not in there. So 18, 3, and 22 are no longer there. So to sum this up here, we got with our where clause, we've got not equal to and not equal to, like and not like. We've got between and in and not in. Okay, last bunch we're going to talk about is this group by command. We're going to do a quick select star from rental. Here we've got rental ID, inventory ID, customer ID, return date, last update, staff ID. Okay, so what I did, I wrote a little query here that tells me how many videos are rented based on customer ID. because here I've got customer ID, I got 459. Let me do this. Let me order by customer ID so you can take a look at this. Order by customer ID. Right? Okay. So we do that, we run it, and now we're ordered by customer ID 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And we notice that these people have, like, have ordered a couple of them. So what if I wanted to know how many videos each person has rented based on their customer ID? Got this little query here. Select customer ID, count rental ID as rental count from rental, order by group by customer ID. Okay, this is an aggregate function. This is mathematically changing things. It's counting up everything. I could also do sum, which would be really weird. But if let's say you're doing the one that had money, I was looking for the one that did how much things cost or how much it costs to rent a movie, right? I could see how much each person is paid over the course of the year or at whatever time I want. Okay. So select customer ID, count rental ID as rental counts. This as command here gives a new value or an existing value or a new value to the column if it has one or not. For example, I have this here. If I do count rental ID, there's no column name for that, so it's not going to come back with anything. And MySQL actually doesn't like that when that happens, and it errors out. Other engines just say no value when it comes to column name. Okay, so this has rental count. If I wanted to change the name of customer ID, I could change. I could do as customer number. A good part of being a developer in databases is modifying the data to make sure that the people who are looking at it know what they're looking at. Okay, so we want to adjust the columns, the name of the columns, to make sure they know what column they're looking at. We don't want to, if there's some kind of weird, someone called it like column 63. We want to change column 63 to customer name so they know it's customer name. Okay, we want to make the data that is presented user friendly so everyone can understand it. Okay, so select customer ID as customer number, select count rental ID as rental count from rental, group by customer ID. So what this is doing is saying, hey, we're going to aggregate this column based on this column. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Okay. Let me just run that part. Okay. So customer 1 rented 32 times. Customer 2 rented 27 times. Customer 3, 26 times. Okay. So if we look back over to here and we took the time to count it, this is 26. Okay. So, that could be 20, that's 26. But here we're aggregating it down, making it easier for everyone to see. Now, we'll look at a different lesson. We're going to talk about how to get the customer name there instead of the customer number. We'll talk about that not today. We're going to get the basics down first, right? Then here I can do order by rental count. So I want to see who rented the fewest. Because right now, when you have nothing there, it shows you the ascending count. So boom, there you go. Customer 318 rented 12 times. He's not a very good customer. We don't like him. We don't want him renting from us anymore. If we do here and just add these 3 letters descending, DSC, okay, this will now show us from the top down. Customer 148 has rented us 46 times. We like him a lot. Okay. Okay. So this is the gist of this week's lesson. Select, I'll go back over here. The select query, the select part of the query tells you what columns and does some manipulation there. That's where you put your aggregate functions. That's where you put your column name changes, things along those lines. The from clause tells you where the information is coming from, what tables to grab. The where clause qualifies the data that is to be grabbed. The order by clause orders the data that is grabbed. And the group by, please remember this most important part of tonight, because this will come up again and again. Group by is used when there is an aggregate function like count, sum, average, and so on in the select query because it signifies the columns that are not in the aggregate. So if you had a number of columns, if you had like select first name, last name, blah, blah, you had a bunch of other columns that weren't aggregated with a sum, count, average, or whatever, all those columns need to be in the group by clause. Okay. If you are writing a query with an aggregate function, any column that is not in the aggregate needs to be in the group by clause. This will come back up week 5 and 6. Okay. I think that covers everything this week. Please watch the videos. Please let me know of anything, any questions you have. Next week, Wednesday at 8:30, we're doing this again. And next week, we're going to really talk about the final project. So if you're not here, that's fine. I will record it and put it out there so everyone can see it. But next week is when you want to, if you're going to do the final project, next week is the week to start considering it, because it takes about a good 8-9 weeks to get it right. And you want to get it right. Or you can take the final exam, whatever you want to do. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.